Hey lovelies, and welcome back to my channel, Storytime with Stephanie. I hope you are all getting through this trying time as well as you can and doing your due diligence to practice social distancing. And you can find a lot of creative ways to pass this time. I wanted to come back and talk about more ghost stories. And I'm not talking about the spirits that might be your loved one or, your angels. I'm talking about real live ghosts. Well, they're not alive. Do you believe in ghosts? Because I believe in ghosts. I really do. My birthday's on Halloween. I think I may have told you. So I've always really gotten into that. So for this story time, I thought I would do it on my third floor. My house was built in the 1800s. So my sister lived on the third floor when she lived with me for the first couple years. And now I've turned it into all of my childhood things, and my mom's childhood things that I have. So lots of antiques, all of my old dolls, some of my sister's old dolls. And I know my best friend is creeped out by dolls, but hey, they're all my dolls. I know they're not haunted. I know this little girl, she is kind of creepy. Look at her eyeballs, but that's just because she's old. She was one of my favorite dolls whenever I was younger. And then you can see another doll right here. That's hard to do whenever you're backwards. And then there's some more dolls. That doll right there was given to me when my sister was born, and my parents gave her to me so I wouldn't be jealous. But anyway, I don't have a problem with my dolls because they've been with me the whole time, so I know they're not haunted. But I want to talk about some interesting things about the Harmony Cemetery. And it's kind of between Brookville and Liberty, Indiana. And so how we found this cemetery was one day my dad and I were driving around. He had this old tree that was dead that he wanted me to take a picture of. And we were driving around trying to find this tree. And my dad is notorious for, oh, let's turn left. That goes the direction we want to go. I've never been on that road before. Oh, we'll find it. So we finally found the dead tree. Unfortunately, it had fallen down. So it wasn't really a great picture at the time. I have since taken a picture of that tree and I can post that here and show you what we were looking for. In the meantime, on our way back, we were taking, like my dad does, oh, let's turn right, let's turn left. Oh, I've never been on this road before. We're on all these back roads of Indiana. And it was kind of fun, and the sun's starting to set, and we come upon the Harmony Cemetery. And at the time, it had a really nice big tree by the gate. And I'm going to post that picture here. Yeah, isn't it awesome? We pulled up just in time to see the sun setting. I got one of the best pictures I've ever gotten, and I absolutely love this picture. It is hanging as a 20 by 16 in my great room, and I don't have a lot of my art hanging on my walls. So anyway, this cemetery has become one of my favorites. It is literally in the middle of whether it be cornfields or bean fields, depending on what the farmers are planting that year. And it has a fence across the front, but then the rest of it is open. And I get some amazing sunset and moon pictures there. And I do like to visit it often because I do like to take pictures of the sunset and sometimes pictures of the full moon. So not too long ago, last year in the fall, I took my friends Ricky and Grace there, and Grace's husband John, and my dog Copper. And we went because it was going to be a full moon that night and also the sunset. And I think, if I remember correctly, it was like 7 minutes and 39 seconds between the two, which doesn't happen a lot. So it was, not going to be a lot of time for us to have to wait. And I'm going to post a couple of those pictures that I took of both here so you can So you can see how amazing of a night we had. Grace even captured what we think is an owl flying through one of her sunset pictures. It was just amazing. So as we got to the cemetery, there was another SUV parked there, and there was a man sitting in a lawn chair out in the back of the cemetery, but before the cornfield. It had been cornfields, but everything had been already harvested. So it was just the stubbles. And he was sitting back there and he was watching the sunset. Okay. Like I said, the sun is pretty awesome there when it sets. You get some great pictures, as you just saw. But as we walked around the cemetery and did our thing, and then we walked down the road a little bit to get better pictures of the moon coming up where the trees weren't, and I was taking pictures of some of the tombstones. Grace doesn't like to go in cemeteries, which is fine. A lot of people don't. So she was staying outside of the cemetery, but I think Ricky was also in there a little bit, and so we were just taking pictures of different things, and I had my dog with me on a leash. And then we came back out, and where we were parked, it's almost like they have hitching posts, only they're metal, like back in the old days when you had hitching posts to tie your horse up to. And so Ricky had driven separately. She met us there, and she was kind of down on the end. Then the guy was parked perpendicular in between her car and my car. And I was kind of standing almost in back of his car. And so I was resting my camera on the hitching post, getting more pictures of the moon, the full moon, as it was coming up. And all of a sudden, we hear a car, and he starts to drive away. He had to walk right past us to get to his car. None of us heard him. He didn't say one word to any of us. We did not see him. We did not hear him until he was driving away in his car. It wasn't an old car. Sometimes spirits will take on old clothing from whenever they were alive, or old car or whatever. So it wasn't an old car. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think he was a spirit? Why did he say anything to us? Why didn't he at least say hi? It was just really creepy, you guys. There is a little church that sits there as well, and I don't know if they use the church or not. I really don't. I've never been there on a Sunday morning, I guess. But there is a little church that sits there, and I do have a picture of the sun setting like through the stained glass, and if I can find that picture, I will post it here. However, I just love this little cemetery because there's never anybody there, and it's very, very small. So all of this that I've been telling you is leading up to something. You guys, if you know me, know that I've had my house investigated twice by a group. Well, a certain group and then part of that group. Well, part of the group and I are starting our own paranormal investigative team. And so far, I have Ashley, who is, I would say, an empath like myself. And then we have Tina, who I met, that is a medium. She can feel it all. So they came back. Ashley's been on both investigations, and Tina was on the second one. And we actually did a lot of investigating up here. And in fact, you can hear it, I got my own REM pod. So a REM pod is one of the things that I really trust as far as ghost hunting equipment, because you have to be close to it in order for it, its temperature, its energy waves, you really have to touch it in order for it to go off. So this can't be rigged. It cannot be faked. It really can't, unless I was really good at editing videos, which I'm not. So I got this week. I'm so excited to have this. And so we're, slowly getting some equipment to do our own investigations. With that being said, if you have a haunted place, whether it's the house you live in, or if you know a business or an establishment that you personally know that you can get us into, that we can investigate, we would love that. And I will be videotaping, that's hard to say, videotaping those investigations so that we can bring to you some really cool stuff if we get anything on camera. We didn't get a lot on camera at my house. They had a REM pod, the first investigation, and when we first started our investigation, Ashley and I were up here right where I'm sitting, and it was in the hallway down on the second floor, and it went off crazy, more than she's ever heard it on any of her investigations. Just the one time, and that was it. And I think she got it on her cell phone because we opened the hatch. There's a hatch up here. Anyway, I'm excited, so excited to finally tell you guys what we're doing, and I think I kind of posted about it on Facebook. So again, we are looking for places to investigate. We've got plenty of cemeteries, plenty of, things that we can do when it's a little warmer outside, because we will probably do a lot of the investigating more towards dusk, because that seems to make for better fun and better videos, etc. And I don't know, I guess spirits are everywhere all the time, but it just seems like it's a little more creepy whenever it's nighttime. So that's probably what we're gonna do, but we may do some daytime ones as well. But we are looking for some buildings to investigate right now, just because it's not as warm outside. So please, if you have something, please comment below or DM me, and we would be glad to come out and put together investigations. So more on the Harmony Cemetery. I hope you like the pictures. We will definitely be investigating that cemetery. If you like Storytime with Stephanie, again, give me those thumbs up, smash that subscribe button. You could also get alerts to when I have a new video that I'm uploading, and I would love to keep bringing you awesome content. Hope my dolls didn't scare you too much. I love them. And now I guess I'm gonna have to clean this third floor because it's been a while. And what else am I gonna do now that I've got my video finished? So lovelies, I hope you have a great week. I will probably come back to you next week. Until then, peace out.